Hi, everyone, and welcome to Smart Trips Live. We're very excited for this episode. We have some special guests that from Capital Metro. I want to thank everyone for joining us. If you're a first timer or you've been joining us since we first started, I welcome you again to Smart Trips Live. And I will actually introduce my two special guests. We have Ken Cartwright from Capital Metro and Yanis Banks. How are you doing, guys? How's everything with you?
Doing great, Liliana. Thanks for having us this afternoon. I'm Ken Cartwright. I'm Vice President of Capital Projects for Capital Metro, and glad to be with you this afternoon.
Yeah, doing as well as we can during these times. Giannis Banks, Community Engagement Coordinator for Capital Metro.
Great, and thank you both. So, something that we like to do here in Smart Trips Live, how we start off these broadcasts, we really first introduce our guests just like we did, but we also like to make a connection with them. So, at this moment, Ken and Yanis, if you would like to kind of share a little bit about yourself, share just kind of your background as well, and how you're connected to Capital Metro and broader to that. So, feel free to share away.
Sure, thank you. I'll go ahead. So again, I'm Ken Cartwright, Vice President of Capital Projects, and I've been managing projects for Capital Metro for a little over 13 years now. But I've actually been in the Central Texas area for about 20 years managing public infrastructure projects. But it really is a great connection for me, the projects that I get to work on at Capital Metro. You know, our mission at Capital Metro is connect people and jobs and communities by providing them with safe, high quality, sustainable transportation alternatives. And it really, the work that we do is really customer service based. So we like to provide the facilities that make the transit experience for our customers a really great one.
Great. Thank you for sharing that, Ken, and thank you for allowing us to learn more about Capital Metro and its mission as well. That's very important. Yanis, I would love to get to know you a little bit more. If you can please share a little bit about yourself and kind of your role with Capital Metro. Oh no, I think we're having some technical difficulties, so bear with us. I mean, definitely during this time, I think everybody's, having their own hard times with technology. So, Ken, we'll just kind of dive in with you until we kind of get Yanis back in. But something that stood out to me as far as you were speaking about Capital Metro and just making that experience for families, I think that is definitely very important, especially during this time. People want to feel safe and whatnot. One of the newest things that I think Capital Metro added, and I will not steal your thunder, I will definitely let you speak all about it, but can you please tell us more about the celebration that occurred for the downtown station and anything that you would like for the viewers to know about this specific station now that it's available?
Sure, I'll tell you a little bit about our downtown station. As you mentioned, we did have a grand opening celebration for our new station just this past Monday. And you see photos here of our old station, and this is on 4th Street between the Convention Center and the Hilton. And our old station was our smallest station, but it was by far our busiest station. And it was actually originally built as a temporary platform until we could afford to build a new station. And a few years ago, we were fortunate to get a $50 million grant from the Texas Department of Transportation to buy 4 new trains and to build the new downtown station. And here you can see photos of the construction project in progress here. So we've been in construction since about March of last year. But the exciting thing is that in spite of all the challenges that we've had over the last several months, we've actually been able to complete this project ahead of schedule and under budget. And that's because of the contributions and the partnership we have with the City of Austin and our surrounding neighbors, the Convention Center, the Hilton Austin, and other nearby entities. And so that real partnership between Capital Metro and the city was key to completing this project ahead of schedule. So the exciting thing about the new station is now we have plenty of room. Here you can see the new canopies going into place a couple of weeks ago, just overnight. And here's the aerial view of those same canopies. So we have a brand new large center platform as well as a new side platform. So instead of one small cramped platform, we now have a very spacious area for boarding for the station. And you can see those really unique looking canopies to provide weather protection there. In addition to that, we have new digital message signs, so they display arrival and departure information. We have all new ticket vending machines. You can see here the grand opening celebration with the confetti and the banner that the train broke as it entered the station. And here you can see two of the trains at the new station here. So it was really exciting project. We're able to maintain the bikeway going through there. So we have a new bikeway going through there. And the really exciting thing is the area where the old station was is now a large public plaza. So we'll be able to have food trucks and special events out in that area between Brush Square and the convention center. So thank you for letting me share a little bit about the downtown station.
Yes, and that's very great to see just kind of the progress as far as, Capital Metro has done. And it's great to see that, good work is being put out there and, having the community's input and just receiving that is also, very key. I grew up actually in Austin and have been in Austin like all my life, and just kind of seeing the different stops. And my family, we used Capital Metro, the bus, service as growing up. So just kind of seeing the different routes, seeing the availability, just really, really touches my heart because I know people, it's a need. It's transportation is very important. So with that being said, I would love for you to kind of give us more information about what other initiatives is Capital Metro kind of working on. What is, projects that you would definitely want the community to know about, and just kind of putting that in their radar as far as Capital Metro goes. So feel free to share away.
Sure, thank you. Well, another exciting thing at Capital Metro is we're in the process of converting our entire fleet to electric buses. And so we actually, by the end of this year, will have 12 electric buses in service. And in order to power up those buses, we have converted a large area of our North Operations Center near 183 and Breaker Lane, and we've converted it into an electric bus yard. So we have full charging capabilities at this new yard. You can see it under construction. And we were actually able to open this facility about a week ago. So we now have the charging capabilities for our new buses. And the really neat thing about our electric buses, you can actually go to our website and there's a link where you can see where those electric buses are around town. So if you happen to want to ride one of those, you can find out what route it's on each day. So here we're pulling wires associated with the electric service there. And this is one of our new bus chargers here on that site. Lots of exciting thing going on related to here. You can see this is a new 60-foot electric bus that's being charged there. And here's a 40-foot electric bus, and you can see the rest of our buses in the background there. So we have the capacity. This is the grand opening event where we actually flipped the switch on the new facility last week, and we have the ability to charge up to 175 buses in this new yard.
That's great. That's great. And I love the photos too. Thank you for your team for, providing that for us as well. Any other initiatives, Yanis, and welcome back. I know, I explained to the viewers, this is totally normal. I think, regardless of what show or what meeting you're on, Wi-Fi is definitely sometimes against us. So Yanis, is there any initiatives that you would like to share with our viewers in regards to Capital Metro? And I do want to point out, this is the first time I'm interviewing you because usually it's the other way around. So I'm definitely on my A game. I have to ask you these hard questions so that
No, you're doing good. I think what's one of the things that I've been working on a lot has been pickup, which is our on-demand service. If people aren't familiar with that, it's been happening in different neighborhoods around the city, as well as in Manor and Lago Vista and Leander. Which is an on-demand service that we provide here at Cap Metro. And it's used to kind of fill in the gaps of places where we don't have regular bus service for, a multitude of reasons, whether it's just been the network or the buses just doesn't work for that part of town, for the roads. And it's something that people can use to, that first mile, last mile kind of stopgap, but also take you to places within those zones. Like I said, their overall exposition. There's one we call Pickup East ATX, which is in the Johnson Terrace and Go Valley neighborhood. There's Pickup Walnut Creek, which near St. David's North, kind of in that area. Pickup Northeast ATX, which is the Windsor Park near Springdale, Rocky Lane area. As I mentioned, Pickup Maynard, Leander, and Lago Vista was our latest one that came on. You can go to our website, capmetro.org/pickup, to see what those zones look like. It's a separate app people would have to use, but there's also a phone number you can dial if you don't have a smartphone, 512-369-6200, to book your trip. It's on-demand service where they'll come pick you up if you're within that zone for the price of the bus fare. So you have a bus pass that works for it. If you have the UTID or City of Austin pass or whatever passes you have, they all work for it. And they'll come pick you up, take you anywhere you want to in the zone, so it doesn't have to be a bus stop. It could be a grocery store, and all the zones have places of interest, points of interest that we call them. And they all have grocery stores in them, schools, different things. And so places where people may want to go within their neighborhood, we try to get them there as well, not just our bus stops. And so, it's something that we kicked it off. Of course, people, I think, remember the original pickup was, when did I start here? I think 2019 is when I started here. That sounds right, feels right. No, 2017. I'm sorry, 2017. And we did the pilot pickup then. And this was just the continuation, the growth from it as we're moving forward. And there's going to be more zones. Of course, if Project Connect passes, the part of the plan is to have more pickup zones that will be included in that plan, where we can roll out and have these more across town to provide these kind of service. So it's been kind of cool just to see it evolve and grow. Once again, you can use your app, use the app to book the ride, and it'll come pick you up, or you can call the phone number. And then there's been the Norwood Transit Center, which we did last year. And as well as with what we did with the downtown station, that was something. Both of those were something we did under budget, and I think even a little ahead of schedule for both of them. I think Norwood even finished a little ahead of schedule. And as you can see, if you're familiar with that Norwood Walmart stop, as you can see from the pictures, it was just a mound of dirt. It needed to have some love. This is Northeast Austin, East Austin, and we wanted to show some love to East Austin to say, we know we need to do better with this stop, and we did. I mean, there's even art that we've done to the bus shelter to try to help give it some flavor, that East Austin flavor that it needs to have. And so we went from that mound of dirt to, I believe, was it 7 bus bays? Ken, is that right? Counting
Yes,
off the top of my head.
five routes there in 7 bays. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. And, there's the opening. Something we're very proud of, that we work with the community on to improve accessibility there, so wheelchairs can operate better. Than, when there's a mountain of dirt, you can't really roll in your wheelchair if need be, or if you have crutches or a cane and it's wet, it's not going to work. We knew we needed to do better, and so we did. And that's something that we've also been proud of, and we're doing things like that to help improve our service.
So I just noticed one of our viewers, Olivia, she has asked us a question in regards to the downtown station. So Olivia, thank you very much for adding your question, and our guest here will definitely answer it. So the question is, I've noticed that there are parts of the platform at the downtown station where the yellow edge safety tiling extends further back from the edge of the platform than the rest of the tiling. What is this for? Is it where the doors or the train will line up and when the train pulls in? So Ken, if you would like to answer to this question. And again, Olivia, thank you very much for tuning in and asking this question.
Sure. And Olivia, you're very perceptive, because that's exactly what those larger yellow tile areas are for. That is where the train pulls up, and those larger areas are where the doors open. So those are the boarding areas. So it's to designate for ADA purposes and for passenger purposes where the exact boarding point is. So you're very perceptive. Thanks for your question.
Yeah, Great. Thank you, Ken. So we're going to kind of continue on. And again, if you're watching us right now, feel free to ask a question for our panel just into the comment box, just like Miss Olivia did. But we'll move on to the next category, which is very exciting. So as we all know, Election Day is definitely coming up. I would love for you guys to share more about your initiative of how you are getting people to go out to vote and kind of what Capital Metro is doing to ensure people have a transportation access to get into the polls. So feel free, Ken or Yanis, to steer the conversation and talk to us a little bit more about that.
Sure. So, part of other stuff we've been doing, if you've been watching the news, is that, B Cycle is now Metro Bike. We partner with the city to create that partnership where you can have these electric bikes to help you get around. And it can be, it's been worked in with our app, so you can get you a pass for the bus and the B Cycle or Metro Bike now, I should say, to help get around. But what we're doing, because we know how important elections are and getting people out to vote, we want to do our part to make sure there aren't any barriers or extra barriers to getting people from voicing their opinion or their thoughts, because your vote is your voice, right? Your voice is your vote. Getting out there and saying what you think. We're all about civic engagement, and so on voting day on November 3rd, as we've done in years past. On election day, rides will be free. Okay. And so, the easiest way to do it is if you use the Cap Metro app, when you're trying to find where the voting location is that you can go to, you can just type in vote or election or in polling place in the trip planning, and it'll tell you where, the voting sites are. You can see where the closest one is to you, which route you can take, whether it's a train or bus. You can get there for free. Boom, boom, go vote and express your voice. But if you need to make some connections, Metro Bike is also there, and we'll be offering free rides to the polls with these 24-hour passes, and that's actually going on now during early voting. If you want to bike there, once again, these are electric bikes. So for folks who may be thinking, I can't, I'm not as young as I used to, or not as spry as I used to, so biking may not be a thing. These are electric bikes that can help you get along the way. You would use our app once again, and there is a code you can use on the app. If you use the app, you would do eVote20. That's eVote20 on the app. If you don't have the app or a smartphone, that's fine. You can go to the kiosk, and at the kiosk for the electric bikes, you can type in 386-8320. You would type that in at the kiosk. That's up until October 31st. Which I believe that should be the last day to early vote. And then on election day, if you want to use the app to use the free bike ride for your Metro bikes, it would be 2020 vote. And that's what you would put in the app to ride for free. But if you're at the kiosk, you would type in 868320. You'll use that at the kiosk so you can ride the electric bike for free. I'm sure we'll have that information out there as well. If you didn't get to jot it down today, I don't remember, I'm sure we'll have it out there so people will know, because we want you to go and vote. We want you to express your voice. We want to do our part to help you get into the polling places and not having any barriers in your way, anything we can do to help with that. And that's just us trying to be good community partners, because we're all in this together.
Great, Yanis, and thank you very much for sharing those great resources. So I just want to echo what Yanis is mentioning. Please feel free to use Capital Metro on election day. It's free rides for everyone, and your voice matters. And thank you, Capital Metro, for providing that for the community. It's such a great resource. So as we're wrapping up Smart Trips Live, something that we do like to end with is kind of closing remarks and looking at our viewers and informing them about any tips that you would like to inform them on, as far as if somebody wanted to start public transportation, any tips that where they could start from that you both would like to share from experience.
Sure. I don't know, Ken, if you want to go first.
Go ahead, Giannis.
Sure. Well, I think one of the best things you can do right now, as you mentioned, Smart Trips, is go to Smart Trips website, smarttripsaustin.org. And there you have a multitude of resources that you can get, as well as signing up for the email list they have, so you can get the newsletter from them, which has a lot of information with helping you getting around. One thing about Smart Trips is that it helps you use a multitude of ways. The bus may not always be an option for you. The train may not always be an option for you. Pickup may not be an option for you, but biking, it could be a combination of things. It could be rideshare, and Metro does have some rideshare programs we do as well. But it could be a combination of things to help you get around, not just to work, but to go and play. And, we know we have a pandemic going on with COVID, of course, and everybody's kind of locked down for the most part. But there still are people riding our services and using our services to have to get around where they need to go. We know that's the nature of the game, and we're going to keep providing those services as safe and as clean as possible. And so, but I think going to Smart Trips and signing up for the newsletter, I believe you get you like a free bus pass also if you go, or a bike pass if you go and you sign up on Smart Trips. And so if you want to get out and try the services and you're not that familiar with, our services are low anyway. The cost of them for them, I should say, is low anyway, but you can get this free pass so you can try it out and see. I tell everybody to always, if you're able to, download the app, the Cat Metro app, to help your trip planning. It's been integrated very well so that you can see the multitude of ways that you would need to show you your options to get there. It may just be a bus ride, maybe a bus and train, might be a train, it may be a bike to the bus stop, but it'll show you in step by step to help you not get lost. So to help alleviate any of that fear. But once again, I would say, go to Smart Trips website and sign up for that, so you can get a lot of that information to show you multiple ways that you can get around, and you can actually probably make a fun day out of it with the family of getting around, whether it's on bike and other things. And, especially once again when we open back up, when the city opens back up, the county opens back up some more. Definitely when it's time to go to football games and ACL comes back and South by Southwest come back and the whole nine. We'll have more things for you. We'll keep Ken busy building things. I know he always likes to be busy, so we'll find things for him to build, and we'll keep it going.
That's great, Yanis, and thank you very much for sharing that with us. I do want to conclude our interview with just asking, is there any call to action that you want to address in the sense of just kind of reminding people about Capital Metro? You mentioned the app, of course, which, that's a great tool for the community. But I would just open it up to Ken if you have any last minute words.
No, I think Giannis really covered everything, and to emphasize what he said, our Capital Metro services, were taking many extra precautions to make your trip as safe as possible. So if you're riding now, or if you're planning to use our services, just realize that we're taking every precaution to make you as safe as possible. So just want to emphasize that to everyone.
Thank you, Ken. And this really concludes our interview. I want to thank everyone from your team at Capital Metro to everyone at Smart Trips Austin's team for making kind of this possible today, bringing in our special two guests, Ken and Yanis. Thank you very much for a thoughtful conversation at that, very engaging, it was very nice to get to know you a little bit more. And for all of our viewers that were tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in and bearing with us in our tech difficulties. But feel free to reach out to us in Smart Trips Austin if you guys have any questions. We have our social media outlets where you can definitely also connect with us in that form. Other than that, we again thank you and stay tuned until the next Smart Trips Live.
Thank you.
Thank you.